Grandmasters. And that brings us to our last series today, ETC versus Eddie. And once more, we'll ask the same questions as we asked previously with another Team Genji member, which is the Quest Warlock going to be able to get a win here? ETC, protecting Priest, banning Warrior. Eddie with the Protect Paladin, ban the Warrior.
It's funny to segue from talking about, how good is Warrior? Should people even be bringing Warrior to two players banning Warrior, like in the very, very next match? Obviously, it's lineup related, but it's still kind of funny.
Yeah, of course. And, it's not even necessarily just that either. Eddie's like protecting Paladin. I mean, that's something we've been protecting Priest a lot. And then ETC says, oh, wait, I'm going to pick Priest and then ban your Warrior and leave Priest up. So
it is also worth noting these are a pair of double weapons project warriors that got banned. So speaking to Frozen's discussion about what you need in order for your warrior deck to beat Holy Wrath Paladin, both these players have the pair of weapons projects which can make that armor gain and disable those true silvers more effectively.
Well, I wanted to say that I can't even remember a time where someone picked Paladin or protected Paladin and banned Warrior. And it's only happened one other time so far in Grandmasters this season with what looks like to be Frozen, and Frozen won that series versus PNC in week 2.
This is the first time I've seen a Faceless Rager in someone's hand in Grandmasters.
Faceless Rager is some spicy tech. It's one of Eddie's favorite techs to play, and it helps him get a lot of tempo early on. This was back a lot more popular when people were playing extra arms for 2.
Yes.
And Faceless Rager was tempoing on the board. But I think Eddie just realized, sometimes just playing Faceless Rager on anything that got buffed was good.
Get him.
Yeah.
No, it's sweet.
Yeah, even if you Power Word Shield on 2, and you just play Faceless Rager as a 3-mana 5/4, it's still a lot of tempo.
Yeah.
People get a little bit enamored with the idea of Faceless Rager with Divine Spirit.
Sure.
But you don't have to.
Oh my God, it's an opening hand without a cleric.
Don't speak so soon. Okay. I saw a 1-mana card being drawn. It always happens.
For everything.
So, but one thing that happens in Grandmasters is that every match, we have a matchup pan a certain way, and then one player's like, oh, me too, I should draw a cleric on 1, or oh, me too, I'll be able to do really well with Shaman and finish the quest super fast. And then there's one player that gets completely boned and has nothing to do.
Well, there's at least an injured Tolvir for Eddie on turn 2, so he can get something going.
Yeah, Tolvir, I mean, he has the injured brothers here.
Yeah.
The Tolvir, the Blade Master. I don't know if that's lore accurate, so I apologize for those who feel very
one of them is a Tolvir, and the other is an orc.
Oh, is he an orc?
I think there's just different races. Well, Blade Masters are orcs from Warcraft 3, right? The Blade Master hero.
That would make sense. I have not played a lot of Warcraft 3 or World of Warcraft.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
I hope you like my invention.
One thing we can agree is that they're both very ripped things.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, there's a beaming sidekick. So we got the buffs and stuff, but no clerics. No card draw to get everything working together.
Yeah, what's the downside here of Eddie playing the injured Blade Master? Also, somewhat curious that ETC queued up the Paladin to start things off. We heard that a lot of the players considered this deck to be good against Priest, and a lot of people are first queuing Priest. Somewhat worth noting. ETC needs to get this win really badly here. He can utilize Subdue, but he's coming up on the turn of Psychopomp, so killing off either of these minions could end up playing directly into Eddie's hands.
And here, even subduing the Blade Master, yes, it's a reasonable threat, but it's not a threat that is as big as it can get, right? Often these priest decks, though, don't really commit much to their minions until they're about to kill you, at least in this matchup.
3-mana Christology. That almost seems balanced.
Light Warden is the draw for Eddie. So Light Warden is something that can be pretty scary. And if he does decide to play this Light Warden, he can Power Word Shield it, attack into the cleric, heal one of his guys, and get the Light Warden started to grow. and then he has the possibility of drawing, say, a Circle of Healing and use Pyromancer Shenanigans with Circle of Healing and just get tons of damage immediately.
Right. This is an opportunity for Eddie to go all in if he really wants to.
His opponent also used the coin already, so there's no possibility of a Shrink Ray immediately coming down or a Pyro plus Equality.
Yes. Yeah. That's actually a huge reason why Eddie might consider going all in, because the longer the game goes, the more mana flexibility Paladin has to utilize these big combos with Equality or Shrink Ray. The less turns you give them,
In the light's name.
the higher chance you have to go. I like the all-in play for the reason you mentioned.
And keeping the powered shield here and using the sidekick does make Circle of Healing just game-winning.
Yes. He's counting out 5 minions on the board, so Circle of Healing is plus 10. That would effectively just be lethal. ETC does not have an answer to this, and I'm wondering right off the bat here, Kibler, is this something where he considers using timeout to try and hope that he gets Shrink Ray, buy a turn for Shrink Ray? I think so.
Yeah, it's not unreasonable. Not unreasonable at all. He can actually he could timeout. Probably doesn't want to bother dropping the High Priest, because if he's gonna Shrink Ray anyway, that's just gonna die or get killed right away on the board.
If anything, High Priest Thakal gives another minion for like a Circle of Healing to draw an extra card with a No-Shot Cleric. Excuse me.
I wonder.
He's got 2 timeouts too, and I feel like there's nothing really great that he can do here with the rest of his mana, his turn.
I mean, yeah, like ETC could say, you know what? I'm feeling pretty generous, and I don't really want to stay in Grandmasters next season. Just Crystology and draw cards. But I'm pretty confident that ETC sees the immediate threat. There are some red alarms going off right now when my opponent plays 5 cards by turn 4. Ready to go in. Eddie, not happy to be at timeout.
Yeah, I expect he'll just pick apart the board here, heal up his minions.
So now this is an opportunity for Eddie to try to evaluate what his life looks like post Shrink Ray.
I wonder.
There's not really too much for him to do. It's all about like making sure that Consecration doesn't wreck him, making sure that if his opponent has Equality, what he's going to do.
Right.
Best subdue situations.
Certainly wants to hold the powered shield here.
Yeah.
Much more effective post Shrink Ray.
Right, and then ETC with the Shrink Ray. Gonna last. I actually did like the Thakal play last turn because it gets a card out of his hand, and he does have a lot of card draw with the Crystology, Novice Engineer, and now the Flash of Light. So I think that it might, if ETC ends up winning this game, I'm gonna look at that play again and see if it had any impact.
Sure.
I wonder if ETC wants to do it again. Let's say
again?
Yeah, timeout again, and then Flash of Heal. A Flash of Light.
Sure. You don't really set up anything extra for yourself the following turn with 1 mana available.
Yeah.
Let me think.
I guess it's also true that you don't really have a way to deal with the rest of the board, so maybe delaying it further. But you can still do that with time at the following turn after you Shrink Ray, and that's cheaper. Oh wow, yeah, it looks like you might do that. Crystology into timeout.
Move quickly.
If he Crystology, I don't think he has enough mana to timeout.
Oh no, you're right. I think he was thinking of Crystology. Like, yeah. I was looking at 6. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so he's not going to do that. That's why he was looking at Crystology.
Okay, so this is still a possible lethal from Circle of Healing?
Potentially.
If he were to Pyro Shield.
I wonder.
He's counting. So he's got 8 damage, 10 damage on board. Never Set Ritualist is plus 4.
It's
maximum.
Right.
Plus 4 maximum. So it's 14. If you drew a Circle of Healing with Pyromancer, that would have been an extra 12. That would have been actually, yeah, it would have been lethal if he got that.
But it's only if it's exactly Pyro Man.
Yeah. Idealistic, to say the least, but you never know.
It is pretty remarkable how different these games look when there is and is not cleric involved. Guys have a dopey selection of minions to choose from right now. Interestingly, though, now the looks like he's just go for the timeout. He's going to Crystology timeout this turn, and just keep saving that Shrink Ray. Okay. I think he also may be hoping to just find a Wild Pyromancer to pair with it, so he doesn't just leave a board out.
Not really much to do, and ETC really needs to find a way to get a commanding board clear here. It's not really enough to even go for the Shrink Ray because you still have 6 damage on the board plus the upside of more damage with the Light Warden. It's scary. I think you gotta shoot it now.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot it, yeah.
One shot, one kill.
Widowmaker hits the board, and now Crystology draws more cards, but ETC...
Okay, this is silence, but no... He can silence the Blade Master to make it a 4/7 again.
That sounds great to me.
And then 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
That's good, considering that ETC is at 14, so you cut half your life.
I wonder.
Quality is still a possibility, so Eddie still can't go too far overextended to the board.
I think in silence, if he silences the Blade Master, you know, sends everything to face and plays one more minion, like the Tolvir, and heals it, he protects himself from just getting, you know, his board or his damage like easily removed by just the archer in play. A Consecration, he ends up not being lethal to if he does that though. So maybe he wants Blade Master instead.
Not too quickly.
Because then he represents lethal even through Consecration specifically. Yeah.
Murder!
Oh, he's just going in now. Okay.
I've got more left in me.
Is he not silencing? Oh, he is. Okay. Wow, this is extremely all in. This is saying, okay, well, I think you would have Pyro cleared me if you had Pyro clear. The quality is not enough.
Double timeouts
Consecration.
used. He has another Pyromancer in the deck, and he can draw 1 card off this Novice Engineer. It's a 9% chance right here.
Well, Pyro's not.
Oh, he doesn't have an quality.
Yeah.
That was a Consecration.
Consecration.
Oops.
Yeah, I think this may just be checkmate here. There's no timeouts left. Novice he can't even like Miracle 25 him with Holy Wrath because at 30. ETC's looking for something. I don't think it's there.
Yep, it's not looking likely,
hope
even
you
if he
like
ends
my
up drawing
invention.
a few more cards.
There's the Equality 1 card late. That 2-mana nerf. The absolute nail in the coffin.
Yeah, and also goes to show you the importance of drawing even 1 card deeper.
Yeah.
If he was able to get this Equality Consecration clear, I'd even argue that ETC would have won this game. That's going to do it. Eddie takes game number 1.
Not a Cleric in sight. Still takes it down.
No Cleric, no problem.
He just played mid-range Priest.
Yeah, tempo.
Attack you with the Blade Master, attack you with the Blade Master, attack you with a Light Ward.
The descent of ETC continues. As, it's a 1-0 lead for Eddie, and ETC dropping this puts him deeper into the hole. It's not hopeless yet. Of course, we still have more Hearthstone to play, but I gotta say that it's looking real bad. And the OTK Paladin struggling still, even though ETC protected Priest, and even though Eddie protected Paladin.
Yeah, I mean, I wanna see that Warlock though. He still has the opportunity to come up big with the plot twist Warlock, and we have yet to see that deck win on the broadcast today. It's only showed up once, of course, but another opportunity.
We'll see if that ends up coming up when we take our final break of Friday here at Week 4, day number 1. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a sec.
Legends say powerful treasures are hidden everywhere here in Aldum.
If we hope to defeat Rafam, we'll need as many as we can get. He's already unleashed the ancient plague lords and countless monsters. Keep them distracted, Reno.
Not a problem. This plan is totally gonna work. Ain't that right, Finley?
Oh, yes! I have them right where I want them!
There is an artifact here. The name is...
The Scales of Justice. Oh, it must be really fancy.
only to be used in a time of great peril. Yes, I think this qualifies.
Hey, look, Finley! You've lured one of the Plague Lords!
Take this, fiend!
In the face! Yeah! Hey, guys! Get that treasure! We've got a Plague Lord to destroy!
Yes, please, hurry!
Not to worry, Finley. We just push this thing right here.
No, that's a trap! Watch out!
It's all good. I am phonally timed.
Gracious me!
What we actually need to do is press this. And there.
A
Fish.
No! It's the Scales of Justice!
Oh. Ah, who wants to use it first?
Oh, I do! Me! On second thought, maybe give it to Finley?
All you had to do is hold a rope.
Here we go, blaming the tall, ruggedly handsome guy again.
My name is Fei Liang. My handle is ETC. Before Hearthstone, I was playing World of Warcraft, and when I saw Elite Torrent shift, and I think the card is pretty cool, I'm gonna try it. I think the style I like the most is combo deck, because there are a lot of win conditions, and there are a lot of ways you can win the game. My son plays Hearthstone sometimes.
Is he good?
He got rank 9. He likes zoo list.
Are you going to teach your daughter to play Hearthstone?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that she'll be better than him?
Probably yes. Because I think my daughter is way smarter than my boy. Getting #1 in Grandmaster is gonna totally change my life. I think it proved myself, and my kids are gonna be proud of me.
Eddie versus ETC. Both players bring a new third to the ring, and there's only going to be one final player that gets the last laugh here as we do enter the final stretch of Friday. It's been a wonderful day of broadcast. Thanks for joining us, Kibler. And we're coming down to the Holy Wrath Paladin Mirror. Definitely quite a degenerate matchup if you ask me, but sometimes you got to have those.
Where's the Warlock? Why not the Warlock?
I think
I'm
the
so
window has
sad.
passed. I think the
What?
window has passed because
But-
he already
why?
played Priest.
then why not just queue it first? Why? Why?
I agree.
Why do this to me?
I think they psych themselves out. They say, you know what? I have this deck. It's really good against Priest. It's even better against Druid, or even pretty good against Druid, and it can beat all these matchups. Especially like one deck that I'm actually kind of surprised that he did ban was Warrior, given that he does have Warlock.
Sure.
And Warrior tends to be like really good against it. But he did pick the Priest, and he was trying to protect this Priest by both banning its worst matchup. It's just that I felt like the Warlock was really good. It was well positioned against Eddie.
Yeah.
I am surprised myself.
I'm just sad.
You know what? Just for you, Gilbert, I'll play a few extra games of Warlock tonight, just in your memory.
In my memory? Jeez.
Well, are you coming back to cast?
Am I dying now? Is this the extension?
We're killing off Gilbert from the Hearthstone Grandmasters season.
Oh gosh.
We'll find a way to revive
save
you.
me, chat. Save me, Roadhead.
We'll find a way to revive you, don't worry. If there's one thing that I've learned about Warcraft lore is that they do not respect characters dying. They just come back at any time.
If there's one thing that you've learned about any IP that has central characters, well, like Emperor Palpatine's back in the new Star Wars. Come on.
Every fantasy realm and sci-fi.
He died like 30 years ago.
Does not respect death whatsoever.
All right, well, in this actual game being played, Eddie here, he's got card draw options. You want a Novice, you want 2 Crystologies, you want 2 Blood Mage Thalnos.
Yeah, card draw is obviously very important in the mirror when you don't have a lot of pressure tools.
I wonder.
Just gonna Crystology it up.
Yeah,
Elven Archer, boom, take it out.
I do like the use of Crystology because, well, one, it draws more cards than just playing a 2-mana minion, but also it gets those cards that you would draw with Crystology guaranteed
out of your deck.
Out of your deck. Also, you get the upside of hitting an Acolyte, which I think would have been fairly useful. Now, I mentioned High Priestical and how it was an important card in this matchup, but when both players have it, it doesn't actually make it. It doesn't actually matter.
Both players don't have it. Eddie has Salit's Pride.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, it matters a lot.
It might matter. It could matter. To me. This matters though. Extra card, Elven Archer, boom, cycle, card off that Acolyte.
Double Novice. Although he does have a Loot Hoarder as well.
Yeah, I think you'd rather play the Death Rattles first, right? So you can get your card going.
So, because you can always play Novice Engineer immediately. I like that.
It's also slightly more power on the board.
Which isn't irrelevant.
Hey, you got to chip away at that armor.
Yeah.
Let them heal up to 50, because you can only do that in one turn if you happen to hit that.
I hope you like my invention.
We hunger for vengeance.
Card draw minion, card draw. Card draw minion, card draw minion, card draw minion, card draw minion.
I play Novice Engineer, which allows me to draw 1 card from my deck.
Ah, yes. Well, I shall play Novice Engineer, which allows me to draw 1 card from my deck.
Ah, great move. But how will you stop Novice Engineer, which allows me to draw 1 card from my deck?
I will play Loot Hoarder, which allows me to draw 1 card from my deck. Oh, dear.
A worthy opponent indeed. I was not sure if I should believe the rolling ticker before the match started, but I clearly see.
You are a Grandmaster.
You have earned the title of Grandmaster. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to let him draw a card.
Zephyrus.
Zephyrus.
I wonder how Zephyrus played in this matchup, right? If you do have that form of inevitability, is there any way that you can set up Zephyrus to even influence the matchup that dramatically compared to just Shrivala combos?
I think Zephyrus is still probably at its best, getting you like a Tyrion to just get damage in via the Ashbringer.
Yeah, so I think that is one thing that the Paladin Mirror had back in the few weeks that we've watched, and even also historically, is that when you equip like a weapon, you make the 25 damage plus the weapon the threat.
Right.
So the way Zephyrus, I would imagine, is if you do get to Tyrion, the Ashbringer threatens the 30 at every single juncture. That's where the armor kicks in for ETC.
Right, absolutely.
Let's move quickly.
You also use your Zephyrus to get a Harrison to kill your opponent's weapon, so they can't hit you.
I play Harrison Jones, which destroys your weapon and lets me draw 3 cards from my deck.
You think it draws 3 cards? They're gonna use it first.
Oh yeah.
Unless you kill Tyrion in the same turn.
Man, it's been a hot minute since I've seen Harrison Jones off of Zephyrs. I feel like people never really do that often.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
But it digs you closer to having no cards in your deck to
It's true.
combo them. Does everything you want, protects you, draws cards.
I do feel like the OTK Paladin would be an excellent deck to explain in the Hearthstone anime, because the noob player, the noob villain would be like, "What are you doing? You're just drawing close to fatigue." And then you whip out Shirvala. Oh, Shirvala! No one's ever been able to summon that.
Soon he'll be out of cards. Then I will simply beat him in fatigue.
Silly. Silly Kibler. Your card costs 25 mana. There's no way you can play that.
Personally, ETC, he is at 39 life, so he's well out of range thanks to that the call.
I mean, realistically, Eddie might just have to go Zephyrs and just use all of the Ashbringer damage to go upstairs, even regardless of whether or not he's holding some answer to it.
Mm-hmm.
And on ETC's end, where is his card draw? He was drawing so many cards, and Eddie just like blazed ahead. Is it because he's lacking card draw options due to the mirror techs?
No, I believe their decks are very, very similar.
I mean, the extra loot hoarder, right, for Eddie compared to ETC might be like that small difference maker.
I mean, Salit's Pride is card draw rather than the High Priest the call.
Yeah, Eddie likes to do like the small tech innovations, right? You see like the Faceless Rager and the Priest, and the Pride in the Paladin deck. This is something that he likes to do. He does bring often the very best decks, but he likes to change 2 cards in his own flavor. He did this a lot with Warrior last season, where he kept getting small edges in the Warrior mirrors because he kept teching it ever so slightly.
That's dedication to protecting your life total and getting them on the board.
Yeah, a subdue on a 1/2 to make it a 1/1.
Zephyrs is online for Eddie, so he can get a Tyrion ready for next turn.
Yeah, I think if you play it here, though, it offers you a Earth Elemental.
It depends what how you spend your mana.
Yeah. If you just play it on 7, though.
Pyro Subdue. Yeah, then he can Hero Power now play Zephyrs to get the Tyrion.
Yes.
That's what he's setting up. I really like just figuring out what Zephyrs will give you in different board states.
Yeah,
there
pushing him. And Flame him as the mana efficient tempo.
Yeah. And Gorehowl, it's like, you looking for removal? I got removal for you.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of mana next turn.
It sees that you have a lot of health. And Gorehowl is one of the highest valued cards in the classic set.
Oh, that Crystology only got the 1 card.
Yeah.
You're already drawing the rest of his card
big
draw.
draws. ETC. Wow, still protecting that armor, though.
Yep, still 38, but that's a Tyrion.
Yeah, and I wonder, the fact that ETC's used Subdue really early is kind of annoying, but...
He can shrink ray it still.
Yeah, he can still deal with this in a multitude of ways. It's the Ashbringer that's annoying.
He's much deeper into his deck as well. Especially with this prismatic lens.
Yeah.
I think he does not attack. He does not want the seal to get itself killed. Okay. I guess, are there any Pyros left for Eddie? If he had Pyro, he could kill this turn and start getting the damage in.
Doesn't look like it.
Just Baleful another Tyrion in your deck. Just Tyrion him.
I kind of wonder if there's merits to just Eddie ripping the Holy Wrath right now. Ooh. He's a 1 and a 7 to hit the Shirvala right here. Sometimes in this matchup, you do see that.
Because you just feel like, okay, well, I need to take a chance, get my card draw going.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, his card draw is pretty lacking, and based off the way this game is panning out, it's not even going to be that he's going to need 2 Holy Wraths to finish the game.
Right. He needs a Holy Wrath in the weapon from Tyrion.
Right. I think he's thinking about it right now.
I think he is too.
Yeah, I mean 13, 50% around that range.
Boom.
Yes!
Get him!
Oh.
4's not bad. 4's not bad.
It's above average.
Yeah.
And he still got down to 33, which is fairly important range.
It's sort of an interesting spot for ETC because does he want to play minions?
So ETC doesn't have his Shivala and doesn't have his Holy Wrath number 2. There's a chance where it goes badly.
25 cost Holy Wrath. Oh no, that's a disaster.
That was the exact combination that I was afraid of.
Well, only gets the Holy Wrath once.
We have seen players in the past here, but actually not play Prismatic Lens for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Because they are afraid of that possibility.
This now means, and this is, that's sort of the automatic play, right? Oh well, I'll Prismatic Lens because I have my Prismatic Lens. But yeah, the possibility of these two swapping does leave you in a much worse scenario in terms of actually being able to get damage through.
Right. There's other minions that you could have gotten. There's other spells you could have gotten.
Move quickly.
When you look at, like, 6 cards remaining, that's actually a fairly reasonable chance it happens.
How many minions? How many spells? Not that many of each. He's got to work on that Shivala. A lot of spells left.
This is an interesting spot where, again, Eddie has, like, the option of drawing the card. You mentioned killing your own Tyrion.
I don't think you do against the weapon here. I think you just... maybe you do. Okay.
I mean, it is more damage.
Well, you're sending the Hammer Breath to the face, which is only slightly less damage anyway.
You don't really want to be the first to time out.
Right.
At the same time, you're putting 25. Oh, right. You need to invest the mana for Shivala.
Shivala still costs 4.
Okay, so ETC, the good news is that he still has ways to heal. Another dynamic that ends up playing with the Thakal is playing Shivala on the board and healing outside the range and then forcing your opponent to address it. The fact that Eddie, for example, has used Equality means that he has less opportunities to answer the board, but he still holds on to that shrink rate, which is important.
Yeah, so he can use, I mean, if he really needs to, if he's afraid of just getting Holy Wrath to death, he's still a couple of cards away from having an empty deck. And he's already used the Holy Wrath, so he can't exactly just rip.
I must move quickly.
But there is still that Ashbringer swinging down at him.
Let me think.
ETC's out of time, and goes for the Truce Over Swing, so he puts Eddie within what feels like a critical amount of life. No hero power, which I think is very good.
Yep,
To stop no Shivala.
Don't want Shivala heal to happen.
And now both players are in the game of chicken of timeout.
I wonder.
Eddie says, what card draw have I not accounted for? I think he's accounted for almost everything.
He's trying to figure out what cards are left in each player's deck here.
Does he have the ability to combo me next turn if I'm not careful?
Let me think.
Right now, both players, they only have the one Holy Wrath available because Eddie did fire his off. ETC got the swap with the lens.
So interesting enough, Eddie doesn't even really have the opportunity to go for the Hail Mary very much because his Shivala still costs 4.
Down to 0 with the Consecration.
Yeah. Now next turn, he could feasibly go, if he feels like he needs to go for it right there and then, he could Shivala double full danger and holy fuck.
Okay, yeah, actually just go for the 75%, 66%. Math's hard. Ooh.
And now ETC Actually, in the similar position, you can take a 50% chance to win right now. The thing is, that's his only Holy Wrath. Eddie's, the reason why he doesn't feel nearly as bad is because before he had a second copy, but he already used the first one, remember?
Right.
So both players are now down to their one copy of Holy Wrath.
And if you time out first, you don't have the option to go for the...
Right, because if you timeout starts a timeout war.
Right. You just timeout, 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 timeout. Okay, I kill you.
And then whoever was the player that played timeout first will often be the one getting comboed.
Right.
So I think this might be ETC's best chance to win, which is a 50% chance victory right now, which makes sense. It's a mirror.
Right. Yeah, and Zephyrus is not going to think that you need healing. He doesn't know the matchup. He doesn't know what matters.
It'll offer you weapon destruction and Tyrion.
Right, and he's going for it.
And I think like Guardian of Kings.
If he's going for it, I don't know that he has time.
Do it. Do it.
You like to play with fire?
Pyromancer and a god.
Reporting for duty. I'm almost out of cards.
Well. Yeah, now
he's going to go for it.
Yep.
Yes!
66%.
I mean, that's pretty good odds in the mirror.
Let's stash that away.
Looking for the 2 out of 3.
And we see the fist pump.
Gets it.
Boom, that's Shrivala.
Eddie takes a series 2-0, and a lot of questions left for ETC, who once again has dropped another series. Eddie improves to 5-2, and ETC drops to 1-6. And that wraps up all of those players' first round robin throughout their division. I still think that there's a lot of room for maybe better play there in ETC's spot. I feel like you need to recognize, part of the skill of the deck is recognizing when you need to go for that combo right there.
Yeah.
And it was not getting better than 50% there.
And you know, I think that especially when you look at the size of the decks, right, and the possibility of, you know, timeouts and such, like, okay, well, you know, he can go for, you know that he can go for 66% next turn.
Right.
So you can take your 50% now and not give him that opportunity. You know, do you think that you know, you're going to take the 33% there, or do you want to 50% now?
Because if you time out there in that spot, then he's guaranteed to hit that combo and you lose anyways. So it's like a really weird spot on both ends. And I think ETC got caught up a little bit in the thinking, and the rope probably just said, you know what, take it slow. Eddie's joining us on the line. Let's go ahead and hear his thoughts on the matchup. So Eddie, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, how are you guys doing?
Nice, congrats on the victory. Let's start right away with the Game 3 Paladin versus Paladin. Your deck, not tech for the mirror compared to his is with the Thakal, but what do you think is like the important thing that allows you to still stay competitive in the game despite not having the deck list advantage?
Personally, I haven't have too much experience in the matchup specifically, but I think my list on paper, like, is supposed to cycle a little bit faster. So, like, High Priest acts like another timeout. So I think the list different isn't as big as it seems, because when he has like a slightly more removals and he has slightly more 1-drops, I have 2 Luke Orders and I have the 3-drop to look for like cycles. So I think on paper this should be a very close matchup, but it got really tricky because his heal was really good and he got to like over 40. And I had to make a decision whether I want to go for double Holy Wrath, which I believe, since he had a pretty fast hand as well, there's no way I'm supposed to go with that. And I was just looking for Tyrion and trying to use the weapon to act as like the second Holy Wrath to close out the game.
Makes sense. Do you like Salad's Pride a lot in that Paladin deck list, or is it a specific Grandmaster tech?
I'm not sure. This deck, I net deck someone who got Rank 1 Legend on APAC, and I looked at the list. I always think that the 3-drop is really good in OTK Paladin, but it never seemed to be really played after day 1, because most people just opt back to the standard 6 or 7 1-drops, like 1-attack minions with psychology. So, and I saw this list, and it cuts the lens for it, but you put 2 more Luke Orders. So on paper, you're supposed to be cycle a little bit faster than the general list, which you both have a lot of cycles, but this one just has a little bit more, I think.
I mean, you were down to just one card in your deck, and you got to take the 66% chance, and he was debating taking the 50% chance of the Holy Wrath the turn before. So that little bit of extra cycle actually made a really big difference.
Yeah, I think if he rewatched the game, like I'm really good friend with DTC and we prep a lot, but we don't prep the weeks we play each other. But I think that was definitely a debating part. I think since the logic is that whoever plays timeout first just lose the game because the other person just goes timeout and then they're guaranteed 25 or plus, then you have to just go for whatever percentage you got at that point. Also, he had 2 Holy Wrath. I think he should have used one for cycle because against my list, I don't know if he drew both, but generally speaking,
he hit Shrivala Holy Wrath with his Prismatic Lens, so he had a 25 cost Holy Wrath.
Okay.
That's why he didn't do it.
When he Prismatic Lens with 6 cards left,
yeah,
he had Shrivala and Holy Wrath in his deck, and he drew both of them.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and I think he played fine then. I still think he should have went for 50-50. I think because if not, you're just giving me a 67%. If I have a banker, if I have both banker in hand, and if I don't, I have a 50-50, right? So you're always worse percentage-wise if you don't go for it and let your opponent go for it.
Well said. Were you ever afraid in the back of your mind about this Mechathune Warlock deck?
I don't know. I was actually pretty nervous when I saw the list. I'm like, because I saw someone playing it with top 5 legend on NA. I was like, whoa, this might be the special tech that no one knows about. And then yesterday night, like midnight, I was watching Hot Meal streaming it for 3 hours, and he won the combo with only like 1 or twice. And most of the game, it's just very complicated deck, and I don't think they have. I personally don't think they could master it in a couple of days.
Yeah,
So,
Monsanto, great technical player. He was messing up with it today. That might have scared ETC off. Maybe Monsanto was like, "Hey, this deck's like super hard. Don't play it." And then he's like, "Okay, maybe I don't know."
The main difference between this one and the old one was that back then you can just Blood Boom and you don't have to play your whole hand. This one you have to play every single card in your hand, which is way more like it takes way more time to set up, and your opponent has way more chance to outplay you. But back then you can just Blood Boom and throw your hand and you just win.
Right. You need to have like amazing foresight, like 9 turns in ahead. You can't just dump your entire hand, like you said. So really good observations. You know what? That makes Mechathune a much more fair card. If they earned it at that point when they throw that entire hand. All right, Eddie, congrats on your victory, and we'll see you back later this weekend.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
No, I will take care. Thank you, Eddie.
Me too. Me too.
That's right. Self-care, self-love. Eddie's going to be back tomorrow playing against Muzzy to start off his round robin. Muzzy playing the Malagos Druid lineup with no warrior. Some spicy stuff. Let's talk about our schedule and recap what we saw today. It's been a wonderful set of matches. Amnesiac start things off with a victory, a much-needed victory for PNC to move up for playoff contention, along with Zalay, 2 Genji members in the bottom 4, 2 Genji members now in the bottom 2 of Division B.
Yeah, and we see also Frozen taking out Bloody Face and Eddie, as we just saw, defeating ETC. And you know, pretty crazy day. We kicked off the day with some pretty ridiculous matches.
Right.
The Amnesiac Shutterwalks going off back and forth.
Then some weird matches.
And then a lot of cool decks. Unfortunately, some of the cool decks not really showing up like that Warlock in the last match. But hopefully, we'll get a chance to see more of them this weekend.
Well, we definitely will, because Monsanto's playing tomorrow against Bloody Face and ETC against Gallon, but not before Saiyan takes on PNC. Firebat takes on Strifecrow, which I think should be Frodan's featured match of the day. Not match number 2, even though I like match number 2. No offense to either of those guys. Muzzy versus Eddie that we mentioned, wrapping up with Nalgidon, Division A leader Nalgidon, striking down Gamer Origins Gallon Nalgidon up against Tempo Storm Purple, friend of Gallon. So that should be a fun little potential revenge match.
Purple only gets to be friend of Gallon. That's just like his title.
That's what he says. I mean, Purple's
Okay.
like, yeah, I'm just here. I'm just
Purple,
Gallon's buddy.
friend of Gallon. It's like your title.
That's an honorary title.
All right,
you
fair
watch
enough.
yourself. It's been a wonderful day, Kibler. Thanks so much for joining us in TJ's absence. Would you like any final words before we sign off here?
No, it's just great to be here. Great to have a chance to bring everyone through these games. There are a lot of really cool games, and I'm looking forward to watching some more of them from home this weekend.
That's right, and I think we speak for everybody in that. We miss you. Come back again sometime soon.
Just down the road these days. So.
Yeah. Kibler's streaming over at twitch.tv/BMKibler. Follow him on all those related channels. And make sure you follow this channel, twitch.tv/PlayHearthstone, because we're done here for our first day of week number 4. At 2 a.m. Pacific, we're going to start things all over again with Derek Brown and Raven. If you missed any part of this broadcast, check out playhearthstone.com/esports for deck lists, schedules, VODs, player profiles, and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for more Hearthstone action.